Is there a relationship between a country's education level in math, science, and reading comprehension and its economic prosperity? If so, what is the nature of this relationship and why does it exist? It's a question from Quora.com, and it's an economic question. I should knock off economics off. Questions I should answer, we're dealing with physics now. But I will attempt to answer this question, and I hope it will be a good answer. There's a crisis around the world right now, and tensions are pretty high around the world right now. And when tensions are high all the time, views become entrenched. And because of historical reasons, despair, politicians play with people's emotions, and the first thing that goes out the window is facts. When there's tensions. I'm competent enough to answer this question. I took the analytical tools of economics to knowledge, to information, and proved what magnetism is. But it all started with asking an economic question. What is it that we study, this main resource knowledge? So first of all, let us answer this question. What is economics? We're answering an economic question. I wrote this paper over a decade ago. It's called Defining Economics in the 21st Century by Bhekuzulu Khumalo. Economics is the study of how societies use knowledge to identify resources and use these scarce resources through knowledge to create commodities. Now, for an economist, every good is a commodity, be it corn, wheat, beef, a television, a car. It's all commodities. It's only when you come to the financial sectors where they'll start saying commodities are agricultural products or mining. But to an economist, any good is a commodity. Human beings have been around for a very long time. Civilizations come and go. While you are around, you want to create your society to last for as long as possible. So when you are thinking economics, you want to plant a tree, something like a baobab tree or one of those big pine trees. It's a slow process. So your lifetime is quick, but the society's lifetime, you want it to go for generations. So you want to. So if we go back to quantum mechanics, what did we gain from quantum mechanics? When we started off, we gained that everything is in a relationship, and all these relationships, they're random. Do you understand? You watching this video is a random act. You could be doing something else. You could be on a private jet, or you could be a beggar in the street. But it's a random act, you watching this video. So if it is a random act, you want to organize society that you utilize this randomness as best as possible. So to answer this question, let's say we have this world right now, and all of a sudden, 3 societies appear by magic. These societies have similar resources and similar populations. Similar. You understand? And these societies are not allowed to go to war because people hide their domestic problems. All of a sudden, the soldiers have gone marching, to hide domestic problems. So these guys are not allowed to go to war. They have to stick with their domestic problems. They trade with themselves and with the world. Now, Society 1 has a 95% literacy rate. They're skilled in maths. Remember, they're just appearing from nowhere. They're skilled in maths. They're skilled in science, industry, great industry. But they have a rigid, elitist culture that protects the elite. Now, all of a sudden, they're in a competition with the world because wherever they were from, this was working for them. Seems it was working for them. So they have a structure that protects the elite, be it whatever you like. You know, be it aristocracy, be it the system, caste system, some system is there to protect an elite. So Society 2 has 95% literacy rate, but there are not many skilled people. It has industries, not many skilled people that, that graduates, and it's, but Society 1, let's go back, does not accept the demand curve, how the demand curve slopes. And Society 2 has, is middle country, and it doesn't have the skill level to match Society 1, even though everybody can read like Society 1, but it doesn't have the higher education, so its industries are different. It also doesn't accept the demand curve. Then we have Society 3. It is the least developed. It only has 30% literacy rate. Nothing's highly skilled. Few industries, and they're agrarian. But arriving here on this planet, Society 3 all of a sudden says, oh, wow, I've learned the demand curve goes like this. It seems to be true. Now, they're the poorest country of the three. They're appearing from nowhere. I bet you in 50 years' time, Society 1 would still be around, but crumbling fast. It will have lots of unemployed graduates, highly skilled people unemployed, highly skilled electricians unemployed, highly skilled plumbers unemployed, scientists, engineers, people with mathematics walking the streets. As for Society 2, it will, because of sudden competition appearing in this world, it will go into probably constant coups, So instead of planting a tree, they're constantly burning the grass, so the grass is constantly restarting, because out of spite, they don't want to accept the reality. They can see the reality, but out of spite, they've been spiteful to themselves. They think they've been spiteful to the world. We're going to continue like this, but they go nowhere. Society 3, it started off the poorest, very little, after generations, because they looked at themselves. They didn't get envious of the people around them, and they just said, oh my God, what are we to do? But we can see the truth. It works like this. After 50 years, they'll be participating in the space tourist industry. And so yes and no. So no matter if the system, what type of education it is according to the system. See, Society 3, even though it started off with no system, as it appreciated the law of demand, the demand for education would grow with the demand for the economy. So these institutions will be built with the demand over generations, you understand? So it can always accommodate these people. That's just how it is. You got to accept the truth. You can't, everyone has a past, but you don't spite your own future. You're not spiting anybody else but your own people when you follow stupid laws, It's your own people that will never reach their potential. I have discovered, but the system has been against me. That means my potential is way, way more. You understand? But I'm operating in a system that doesn't completely allow for the demand curve. That's just the way it is. Follow the way.